All right, good afternoon. This is Coach Big Pete of Deep Dish Football, Week 7. Here we go. IHSA Football Games of the Week preview. One of my most popular segments. I still don't know why. Please follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com if you have any questions. Again, feel free to ask. Deep Dish Football Live, 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Thursday on Facebook Live on the Deep Dish Football Facebook page, and Breakfast with Coach Big Pete at 9 a.m. every Saturday. Deep Dish Football Game of the Week is actually one of the huge games of the week in IHSA. Marist versus Nazareth, two great teams in the ESCC. As Nazareth is basically just a powerhouse now, 0 losses. Marist 1 loss against Brother Rice and has gone 5-0 after, so it should be a good game. Deep Dish Football Game of the Week overtime is another great game. St. Patrick High School in Chicago versus Niles Notre Dame. It's going to be an excellent game. Niles Notre Dame only has 1 loss, if I'm not mistaken. St. Patrick, I believe, has 2 losses. They are 4-2. So let's get started and we go through the schedules. I searched down IHSA.org, which is a great little website that provides you with all the football information that you need. So let's get started. All right. 8-man football, not that much. Mattoon at Taylorville, that is a huge game, Apollo Conference. Really good game. Really like Taylorville. Brandon Odom is doing a wonderful job. Mattoon is sort of having a good season as well. Should be a very interesting game. A big test on Mattoon's secondary and their pass rush. Nope. Just going down. Peoria Notre Dame at Bloomington might be a good game. That's a good game to look out for. Hamilton County at Cesar Valley was a good game. The Black Diamond Conference. Salem at Carlisle is a good game. Salem, big win over my own alma mater, Westmont. Congratulations to Salem. They're looking really good. Strong group of athletes. All right, let's go down to Central Illinois. Nope. Warrensburg at Tuscaloosa might be a little bit interesting, especially if Warrensburg running game. Very interested about that. Rochester, Springfield, huge game. Springfield, big upset over Sacred Heart Griffin last week, and Rochester needs this win. Sacred Heart Griffin at Decatur Eisenhower, they need to win. This is a big win, and it's against the OK team. They need the win. Highland Park at Deerfield, big rivalry game. Highland Park looks good. They've had a few losses, yes, but we'll see what happens there. Vernon Hills at Maine West, interesting against that run-shoot offense of Otto Zeman's offense against the Maine West, basically, defense. New Trier, Niles North is a little bit of an interesting game. Chicago Catholic is nothing but non-conference games. Wow. You figure they change it up, but no, they don't change it up. Naperville Valley, Naperville Central, huge game. Naperville North at Armada Valley, also good game. Naperville North needs a win, huge win. Needs a huge win. I went for St. Patrick Notre Dame, that's a good game. Dundee Crown at Crystal Lake Central, huge game for Dundee Crown, big win. If they get this win, look out for Dundee Crown and that passing attack of Dundee Crown and their athletes. Jacobs at Cary Grove, another good game. I talked about it on the Pete Berg show. It's going to be a good game, but I have to give it to Cary Grove. Cary Grove is just looking unstoppable right now. St. Thomas More at Toledo Unity is always a good game. St. Joseph Ogden at IVC is a very interesting game as well. IVC needs a win. Sandwich at Plano is a huge game. Sandwich needs a win and Plano needs a win. And two good area teams, big rivalry game as well. Piatone at Herscher. Piatone, this could be the final blow to Herscher. Yeah. Harvard at Burlington Central. Burlington Central would need a win in that one. Marengo at Johnsburg's a huge game. Marengo is having a hell of a season. I believe they're 4-2. Johnsburg is always good. It's going to be a great game. All right, let's go. Who else? Newton at Florida could be a good game. Marshall at Red Hill, good game as well. Again, keep an eye out for Lance Reese of Marshall. He is a stud player that a lot of people do not know about, that people need to start recognizing as a sophomore. Riverside Brookfield versus St. Francis is a huge game in the Metro Suburban Blue. Who does IC play? IC's non-conference game. Canton at Washington, interesting game. Metamora at Pekin, interesting game. Metamora, Thomas Hall, quarterback, is doing wonderful things right now. So it should be interesting. Hoffman Estates at Barrington, huge game in the Mid-Suburban West Conference. All right. Lake Zurich, Warren Township, huge game. That's a really big game, actually. Very, very important game. Yeah, that's a really big game, actually. Belvedere at Harlem is a good game. I'm keeping an eye out for Harlem. Kalen at Yorkville, huge game. Sycamore at Morris, big game as well. Always a big game in NUIC. Let's see. Actually, a pretty weak one. Well, Stockton Pole is actually a good game. That's a game I'm looking forward to. I think I picked Polo on the game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Elmwood Brimfield versus at Farmington's a good game in the Prairie Land Blue Conference. Actually, Farmington has a good group of D1 players, 3 to be exact. Keep an eye out for. There's a lot of top-heavy teams in these conferences now. Last year, not so much, but this year, yeah. Oswego versus Oswego East. That's a huge game, one of the best games in the state. Definitely a game to pay attention to. Oswego, Charles Coleman, great group of defensive backs, linebackers, offensive line. Oswego East, just a great group of athletes. That's a huge rivalry game, big game in Illinois. And at Jonesboro at Duquesne, that's another game. Keep an eye out for in Mississippi. And Jonesboro's got a huge athlete at running back. Who else? All right, so let's keep going down. Um, Going with Flossmoor, Bradley Bourbonnais. That's just an interesting game. I want to see where Bradley Bourbonnais is at, especially for next year. That'd be a great game to go to. Lincoln Way East. No, they're at Lockport. Fernwood at Andrew. Interesting game. Oh. These notifications are killing me on my computer. I do apologize. There's a bunch of notifications. North Green at Carrollton, good game. Quincy at Rock Island Alden, be an interesting game as well. Breeze Matter Day at Granite City, that's a great game, actually. Great game. East St. Louis at Mass. Whoa. That's a huge game. That's a great game, actually. Massillon is a historic football program, and East St. Louis is playing them. Wow. That is a big game. Definitely a big game. That's a huge game for East St. Louis. If they get the W, wow. Look out. That's a national powerhouse against Massillon. Lyle at Streeter be an interesting game. See where Lyle's undefeated as they go into Streeter, a school that's 2 times their size, in the Interstate 8. And Woodstock North at Lincoln, very interesting. Two coaches that I really respect. Woodstock North at Lincoln, Schroeder, and I'm forgetting his last name. Lyle Academy at De La Salle. That's a great game. That's actually a great game. And let's see, anything else? These notifications on my computer are killing me. I do apologize. IC is playing St. Edward. So IC that's an easy win for IC. That's the way I see it. Lena Winslow is at Warren. Okay. Very interesting. Proviso East, Proviso West is a good rivalry game. Especially for you old heads in the 80s, 90s that are from Forest Park, Hillside, Maywood. That's a good rivalry game. Proviso East and Proviso West. They played their asses off in that game. Orangeville, Toledo, Cumberland's that's actually a pretty interesting game. Toledo, Cumberland's got a great quarterback. Great size for a quarterback. And Prairie Ridge versus Waubonsie Valley. I forgot. That's one game I was trying to look for. Prairie Ridge at Waubonsie Valley is a hell of a game. Great game for both teams, 2 smash mouth teams. That's a great game. So, please follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Deep Dish Football Live, Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. and always on Saturday at 9 a.m. as we go through all the IHSA news, stats, and scores, and everything else. If you like my work, feel free to look on the bottom via PayPal link to leave a tip via PayPal. Thank you so much. Enjoy Week 7 football. I will see you at Nazareth Friday night.